confidence as well, and I guess full of Jermaine believing now that he is a true elite heavyweight after that last performance. He looks in tremendous shape. He says he didn't really leave the gym after the Dillian Whyte fight. You come with the same confidence as you did for that fight week press conference as well?
Of course, I come with even more confidence. We went to training camp in Florida. We had a very nice training camp. I got a chance to do things the way that I wanted to do, the way that I know was best fit for Jermaine. And we put a lot of assignments out in front of him, and he passed every assignment. So now we're just looking to pass a big test Saturday.
Obviously, there's a lot of respect from both teams, but what do you see in this fight that gives you the confidence that Jermaine wins this? What are the keys to victory for him on Saturday?
Hard work. He had worked very, very hard. He had worked extremely hard. Like I say, we went to Florida, we dug down real deep. We trained in the morning, we trained in the evening, we trained at night. We didn't rest, we just trained. And so, Jermaine is ready. He's ready for this fight. This is something that I prepared him for. I told him that one day he will be up against Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. And so now, you know, that plan is coming a reality.
Obviously a lot of pressure on Anthony Joshua as well. You feel that you got him at the right time. He needs to bounce back with victory, new training team as well, but you believe he's there for the taking on Saturday night?
Well, at any given time that a fighter get in the ring, he's there for the taking. I respect everything that Anthony Joshua has accomplished as a fighter. He's a great fighter. I don't feel like that if he loses this fight, his career is over. You know, that's just a new era of boxing. Back when Muhammad Ali and George Foreman and Joe Frazier, them guys were losing fights on the regular, but they would come right back and they'd fight for a world championship. And I think that's where we're going back to now, because we got so many gifted heavyweights out there. But yeah, of course, when Jermaine get in there with him this Saturday night, he will suffer a loss.
We expect a great fight. You have two good heavyweights, and in the opposite corner you have a big, strong heavyweight with fast hands that can really punch as well. It's going to be an explosive fight. You see your man winning inside the distance on Saturday?
I see my man winning. I see my man winning the fight. If we win by knockout, he'll win the fight. If we have to go decision, he'll win the fight. As far as him being a big man, we don't worry about that. Jermaine have been fighting big mans his whole career. Going through the amateurs, we fought guys that was 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". He was the shortest man in the division. And in the amateur tournament, this is a tournament where you don't even get a chance to prepare. You fight one day, you fight the next day, and go on. So we well prepared for this.
In the opposing corner, Derek James. Derek, welcome. Your first fight under Anthony Joshua. I was there just a couple of weeks ago in the gym watching you guys work hard. A good camp, a good experience, a good pupil as well. People talk about dedication, people talk about desire. You see that in droves from Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, first of all, I'm happy to be here, you know, and I think that I learned a lot about Anthony from his dedication and the fact that he is always a student. He's always wants more. And so I think that today, this Saturday, will be a night where we'll show everything that we've been working on.
Obviously, an unbelievable career, 7 years of world championship fights as well. This is the kind of fight that if we're talking about regaining the world heavyweight title, fighting the likes of Wilder and Fury and those kind of guys, do we look for a statement here, victory by any means necessary, expecting a tough fight against this man as well?
I think that Jermaine Franklin is a very tough fighter. I think that for me, I really don't care about how we get it. I just care that we get it. You know what I mean? I think that, or if it's get to a point to where I can see it, let's go get it. I'm like, let's go get it right now. But I think that initially it's just going in there, it's all about winning the fight. Regardless of how he wins, I don't care about that. I just care that he comes out victorious, and if I see the knockout, let's go get him. If you're ready to take him, let's take him.
And finally as well for you as a trainer of the year last year, of course, great relationships with some pound for pound great fighters, but a big night for you in your career as well. It's going to be a a packed out, sold out show on Saturday night. The eyes of the world watching this man as well. You're excited as well with all your experience in the sport. You two seem to have a great relationship. It means a lot on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I'm happy to be here. This is my first fight as a heavyweight trainer. You know what I mean? So, you know, you coming over to the UK, everybody's been very receptive, very nice. So it's good. I mean, we come out to, it's all about the focus. It's all about how he's focused and how much he's dedicated, how much he sacrificed to be here. Sacrifices a lot to leave the comfort of the UK to come to Dallas. Even in the wintertime, it was hot. So it's like, you know, you sacrifice. That's what it's all about. Everybody's working hard, everybody's pushing, but it's always about what you're willing to give up to be successful. Because everybody's working hard, but everybody's not willing to give up something. And you're just willing to give up something, and you're gonna see how that pays off on Saturday.
Thank you, Derek. Jermaine, welcome back. I see a different Jermaine Franklin this time around, you know, for the Dillian Whyte fight. I don't know whether you really believed in yourself. You'd never boxed at that level. You put a great performance in. You felt that you won the fight. It was a good competitive fight. This time, you look lighter, you look leaner, you look full of confidence as well. And as far as opportunities go in a heavyweight game, probably the biggest is presented to you on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, first off, I want to say it's an honor to be back, and I appreciate the opportunity. But yeah, you know, in the beginning, I've just been on a little health journey, so you know, changed my eating habits, changed stuff I was consuming, body weight just started falling off, you know. But we have more time to prepare for this fight, so I'm more ready, I'm more in shape, I'm just ready to let the fireworks go.
You speak with a lot of confidence to the media in the build-up to this fight, as you did in the Dillian Whyte fight as well. Different kind of challenge in Anthony Joshua, different kind of style as well, faster heavyweight, you know, but still, you know, you fought a big, strong heavyweight in Dillian Whyte as well. You've been watching this man, I'm sure, like many have over the years, always believed that you could beat him.
I mean, I'm just a huge fan of the sport. You know, I watch a lot of boxing, so you know, I watched AJ fights way before we even, you know, had the opportunity or thought it was possible. You know, I'm just a huge fan of the sport, but yeah, my confidence is always great. I think you're in the wrong business if you don't truly believe in yourself. It's not the right game for you. So you always have to have the extreme utmost confidence in yourself, and you know, you just have to put the faith and the works behind it.
I've seen many interviews where you say you're going to knock him the fuck out. Is that the plan on Saturday?
That's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I'm going to get the win by any means possible, but if I can put him on his ass, that's what I'm going to try to do.
And you believe that's possible? You look at where he's at in his career right now, the fights that he's been in.
I mean, anything is possible. You know, I come from a place with not a lot of possibilities, so I made it this far. Anything is possible.
And finally, when you fight Anthony Joshua, we know the eyes of the world are watching as well. Is that part of the motivation going into this fight? You know that the World Heavyweight Championship comes through victory on this fight.
My passion for the sport. You know, my team and my family. That's all the motivation I need.
Finally, Saturday night, you believe you are victorious. Great fight last time, but in front of 17,000 people at the O2, live on DAZN around the world, Jermaine Franklin beats Anthony Joshua on Saturday.
That's how I believe it happened Saturday. I believe my hands get raised at the end of the fight.
AJ, back in the UK, feels good. You know, I know you always say you don't care where you fight, but going back to that changing room where you made your professional debut, going back to that changing room where you won the Commonwealth title, the British title night against Dillian Whyte, the world title against Charles Martin, the defence against Brazil. It's been an unbelievable journey, 10 years this year since this all began. And some say Saturday night, although you will say, and many fighters will say, just another fight, a lot of people say one of the most important of your career.
Yeah, it's big, it's massive. It's a big fight for me, for sure. Respect my opponent fully. I respect everything that he said he's been through, and we're here to rock and roll. And I respect my supporters as well, so I put in the work. And I respect my coach as well, so I want to make sure I go out there and I get the job done in good fashion. I like the fact that you always dangle carrots in front of me, telling me if you do this, then this is here and that's there, always leading on to big things. And I dream big, and I want bigger and better things in my life, as I stated in the last press conference. You know, I want to secure the bag and move on in my life.
This time around, Derek James, one voice, and I know that, you know, that's been refreshing for you as well. How much have you enjoyed that experience? You seem to have a close relationship already, a lot of respect and trust on Saturday night, and looking forward to going through the process of warming up, listening to coach in the corner and executing the game plan.
yeah, the goal's not to make it back to the corner. The goal's to take him out. And I respect Derek fully, and I trust everything he's been saying. Like, when you're a student of the game, there's certain times where you can be on the same level as people that you speak to about boxing. But when I speak to Derek, and I obviously ask him certain questions, the knowledge he spits is phenomenal. Like, the knowledge that he gives me is really, really, really good. And we're at a stage now, like, when you're at this side of the fight, the physical work's done. All fighters know, like, fight week, you're still training because it's just part of our nature, but the physical work's done. It's all about the knowledge. That's where you got to train your mind. And honestly, Derek is up there as one of the best people I spoke to about boxing. So I appreciate his time. I appreciate the fact that he took me on, because I'm sure he's a well sought after coach. And yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to showing him that he ain't wasted his time by taking on this project.
When I came to Dallas a couple of weeks ago, I was quite surprised by the simplicity, but I know you don't overthink surroundings in camp, but it was very different to what you've been working with over the last couple of years. I know you never wanted that kind of attention, but it was refreshing to see just the hard work and the basics of boxing that you reverted to there.
Yeah. When you strip boxing back, it is very basic. A lot of it's down to self-belief, number one. That's how you start off, and then, as I said, knowledge. You just gain knowledge and you just apply it in the ring. You fight with desire, and then you can add some skills along the way. I was based in the Olympic gym in Sheffield for years. Obviously, that's a big setup because you've got hundreds of fighters, international fighters coming in. But in the world-class boxing gym in Texas, there's a few of us pros just putting in the groundwork. And as you said, that's probably what you saw was different, is I'm not around like hundreds of other fighters in the gym. It's just like 3 or 4 of us just putting in work. But like, when you disconnect from everything, which is hard to do in this day and age, we're so connected, I took myself away to disconnect, and all the answers, or all the questions I've been asking myself, the answers came in that like quiet time, do you know what I mean? And it's been a good camp. And it's good to be back in the UK, but everyone knows the UK is a little bit dead. I mean, so I just can't wait to get back out to Texas and get back to putting in work.
This guy says he's going to knock you out. You've heard it a million times as well, but you're always a scout, and there will be people that say this is a great time to be fighting Anthony Joshua, but maybe
It's the worst time.
Exactly. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, the more he talks, the bigger grave he digs for himself. But it is what it is, isn't it? I could say a lot of things about him, but I respect my opponent. It's not for me to talk, it's for you to do all the talking. It's for me to like do my job on Saturday. And that's just really, honestly, what I'm focused on. As I said, like from round 1 to round 12, I'm prepared for a 12 rounder, but I do believe in my ability, my counter punching and all that type of stuff to definitely put a dent in Jermaine. But as I said, I'm not here to talk, I'll just do what I have to do because I really want to win.
And that desire, we know it's still there. You're looking forward to, we know you say you're not an entertainer, but you have entertained the public for so many years. They will be out watching in huge numbers on Saturday night to see where you're at, I guess. And personally, for all the hard work you put in, you want to put a statement together on Saturday night for the work that you've put in.
Yeah, and that's personal. And as I said, that's to show my coach, like, I respect everything that the time that he's put in with me. So, in terms of entertaining, I don't really like, as we see, we don't play boxing, but at the same time, like, people from years back, like, the empires, they just love people coming together and fighting, so they'll be entertained regardless. I think we'll see blood, and I just really look forward to getting in there. I'm so happy I'm fighting again, because, as I said, looking at the champions, it's just a shambles. Like, when you're trying to compete mandatories or negotiations, honestly, like, I just can't believe that no fights have been made at the championship level. I'm just so happy that I can get back to work and get on with my job, and I'm looking forward to this assignment, and I can't wait, honestly. Really looking forward to it.
And the final word from both camps, Jermaine. I know victory by any means necessary is a standard line, but quite boring to some people. How do you win this fight on Saturday night?
I win by any means necessary. You know, like I said, if we can get the knockout, that's what we're going for. If not, then we win by points. We'll be dominated.
And AJ, you going with a standard line, or are you going to take this guy out on Saturday night?
What's going to happen? I'm going to come out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. As you said, by any means necessary, we're just here to do a job. And as I said, like, I respect my opponent, may the best man win. And one thing he said is like, oh, you started eating right for this camp and all that stuff. I think he's dealing with someone that's been living right from the get-go. I've been putting in work from the day I started this business. So yeah, it's gonna be a good fight because he's up against the raw. Sure.
Well, one of the most important of Anthony Joshua's career on Saturday night, April the 1st, live on DAZN around the world from the O2 in London. Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin. Wherever you are, do not miss it. We're going to have a face-to-face up here and then additional media on the red carpet. Thank you.